Jesus' sacrifice has given you and I, those who believe in him, a confidence, an ability, an opportunity to go someplace. And that place is the holy place. Now, in the temple where they would make these sacrifices, there was one place called the Holy of Holies. And the Holy of Holies had this big curtain around it, and it was separated. And only one time a year could one person go in there and make a sacrifice for all the people. It was the high priest. And he would go in there and he would make the sacrifice. And some of the extra biblical texts tell us that they would wrap a rope around the high priest just in case he didn't confess everything. And when he went in there, they'd have to pull him out. This is because the holy place was where God's presence touched earth. To go into the holy place, to go behind those curtains as a high priest, was to come into the presence of God, to the presence of the Creator. But here, the author of Hebrews is saying that we have a confidence, that you and I, that we're not the priest, the high priest, but we have a confidence to enter in, to walk in, where? To the presence of God, into the holy place. And the reason you have that is because of what Jesus did on the cross, because of the blood of Christ. So what does he go on? He says in verse 20, by a new and living way is opened through the curtain, that is, through his flesh, through the flesh of Jesus. A curtain has been opened. Remember I said the temple, there's the holy place, and it's surrounded by a curtain, that really thick, big curtain. Well, now that curtain is open. It's no longer closed off. It's open to everyone who has faith in Jesus. There's this amazing story, or this part of Matthew 27. And when Jesus dies on the cross, he breathes his last breath. You know what happens in the temple? In the Holy of Holies? That curtain is torn in two. It's open. It's exposed. The presence of God is no longer held in this one place. It's open to the world. And you know what Matthew tells us in that story? That the temple was torn from the top to the bottom. It wasn't like man was opening it up and saying, yeah, now we can get in. It was God opening it up and saying, now you can come in. Because of my son giving his life, you can have access to the presence of God. That we can come into that holy place and have a relationship with him.